Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft, and I'm of course coming at you guys with the next set of games from the WCS. The highlighted games, of course. I'll be doing a couple more sets here from Season 2, and this set is going to be a really good one, I'm told, especially as the set nears its conclusion, so make sure you guys stay tuned all the way through. We've got Liquid Taeja as the blue Terran player at the top left-hand corner of Star Station, and his opponent is going to be the red Terran in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, and this is Innovation. I've casted a couple of games of Innovation before. He is one of the hot stars in Heart of the Swarm, and actually qualified for Code S as well, where I think he lost to Don Rigu in the finals, if I'm not mistaken, and is a very, very solid Terran player. Like I said before, one of the up and rising stars in StarCraft. Used to be known as Bogus as his other handle, but has changed his name. I gotta say, I like Innovation a lot better anyways. And here he is in the WCS against Liquid Taeja. It is going to be a Terran versus Terran, and I'll be casting the entire set. And like I said before, I'm casting the best sets, the most recommended ones, and bringing them out to you guys on YouTube. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe at youtube.com/HDStarcraft. Following these sets, I'll probably be moving on into some other tournaments or some other games, so make sure you guys continue to stay tuned for that as well. This is going to be a Terran versus Terran, which is always exciting. I haven't casted a good mirror matchup in some time, and you know, you always got to give it some love because, especially for TvT, it's the most dynamic mirror matchup. It's the one that has the ability to go all the way into the very, very late game. And when I say that, I mean like literally I've seen hour-plus matches in TvT before, and you see everything used in Terran versus Terran. Literally, you can see Reapers, you can see nuclear missiles, you can see mules being used to repair proxy Vikings or Banshees. It is the weirdest like matchup ever because you will see every single unit being used. Planetary fortress, building armor, cargo space for bunkers. It's pretty insane. So I do love Terran versus Terran, and I cannot wait to see how this is going to play out here because both of these guys are so talented. Taeja, as you guys all know, is one of the best players on Team Liquid, if not the best. He is amazing, to say the least, and he's been around the scene of StarCraft 2 for a very long time. So we'll see, you know, who's going to have the edge here. You know, Innovation kind of coming up recently, I feel like, in Heart of the Swarm. Never really saw him before that. So it's kind of like the veteran presence versus Innovation here, and we'll just have to see, you know, who's got the edge. I do believe Innovation used to be a Brood War player, though. So if I am going to talk about veteranship, I guess Innovation has that going for him. Anyways, we do have a Marine coming out for Taeja all the way down to the bottom right-hand corner here, and it is going to make its way over to this expansion, or excuse me, to this to the front door of Innovation. But I don't think this Marine is going to be able to get anything done because there are 5 or 6 Marines that are colored red, and they want that blue Marine dead. So yeah, this guy is pretty much, he got the crappiest job of all because he's going to have to be posted out here and most likely is going to die unless Taeja wants to you know, keep him safe and alive, and I guess he is going to pull him back home. At least for now. Starport is on the way, of course, from both players, in fact. And, you know, in Terran versus Terran, air control is one of the most important facets of the game. You've got to be able to control the air because it gives you a little bit more vision for your siege tanks, and it also, you know, dropping is very good in TvT, and, you know, just having Banshees able to snipe out siege tanks is very nice as well. So in general, having an early starport is good, but you will also see them be used for medevac drops as well, and in fact that is what both players are going for here. Taeja, the blue Terran, getting a medevac, and Innovation, the red Terran, is getting a medevac. So both players are vacking up here, and we do have some Hellions burning each other up in the middle of the map. You would think that they would have some extra fire resistance since basically they are a fire breathing unit, but they don't, and they are able to do quite a bit of damage. In fact, you know, since they are considered light, they actually do additional damage versus each other. So that's a rare instance where fire is super effective against fire, but there you have it. And we do have a Raven coming out of the starport in the bottom right-hand corner. And that's actually pretty common now in Terran versus Terran, because the Raven allows you to see burrowed Widow Mines. And on top of that, it's always been a nice unit to have around because you can get a little early harassing with the auto turret. And the PDD is nice in Viking versus Viking wars as well. There is a comsat that gets dropped down. And Taeja is going to see everything that's going on in there. Both players are on 2 bases. It is actually a pretty close game now, very casual, I'd say. No real action to speak of just yet. But, you know, you just know that when you've got 2 players of this caliber, there will be a crazy battle eventually. And you know, just kind of waiting here to see when that does happen, of course. Innovation here, is he gonna push out? He's kind of doing the Mamba right now, back and forth between the natural and main, just going back and forth. And I'm not sure what exactly the Raven is doing. I guess it's on patrol. No, he's actually manually controlling it. So I'm not sure what Innovation is doing right now. I think he's kind of hesitating a little bit. Not too sure if he wants to attack, if he wants to sit back. He is actually going for a 3rd expansion. So that's always a good idea. You know, when in doubt, expand. And that's going to go well for him. He's actually separated his Viking and his Banshee, bringing one of them and 2 of them up to the north. And he's scouted with an initial Marine here. And he is going to go for this attack here at the front door. Now, Taeja's force is actually a little bit thin. Wow, I'm actually a little surprised here for Taeja because he doesn't have as many units as I thought he would. And I'm not sure what the reasoning here. Both players don't have any upgrades, but we can see Taeja is trying to get all the bio upgrades going right now. So maybe that's one reason why his forces are so thin, because he spent so much on his upgrades. And this is a weird attack from Innovation with all these Hellions just going to roll on through. And fire is being super effective right now. What Taeja needs to produce is Marauders. He needs to produce them en masse to deal with this. Auto turrets getting dropped down as well, which are going to help out just a little bit. And you can see that Taeja is in a lot of trouble. Got to get the supply depot up, but he could not get it up in time. And now Innovation is inside the heart of Taeja's base. And you can see SCVs are going to be pulled off the line to defend, but that is never a good situation. You're going to lose a lot of SCVs here for Taeja. And the Vikings even landing on the ground as well. And I think Innovation is just going to straight win game 1. Unless Taeja can hold on, do something here. It looks like he might just barely be able to hold on if he can get more reinforcements out of these buildings. But a lot of damage has been taken here. Taeja's lost about 16 workers. It's down to 54 supply. A siege tank comes out. That is so helpful, obviously. This siege tank alone should be able to save the day here, although auto turrets are pretty strong. And you can see that Taeja had to bring the siege tank out of range of the auto turret just because of how strong that and beastly the Gauss cannon on that thing can be. And now the siege tank needs to get into siege mode is what it needs to do and start to defend the base. But Taeja has taken a beating. He's lost 21 SCVs. And he's got like half the number of workers that Innovation's got, not to mention Innovation's got that extra base as well. So what a play by Innovation, being very creative there with that attack, just like a massive ground battle. And he just sent a huge army of Hellions. And in fact, he's actually got them in Hellbat form. No, he did not get transformation servos. That's on the tech lab. So I think he's just producing Hellbats because he can once he has that building down. So very nice here for Innovation because he's basically going for this mech style now, which I think, like I say, it's better than Bio in the late game. And it, you know, has better AoE, has better firepower. So yeah, Innovation's position in this game right now is pretty strong. He has the extra base as well. And he's just building up an army, getting ready to, you know, put the period down at the end of this sentence, you know, capitalize on his victory. And yeah, I was just waiting to see how things play out here. A few bio forces moving out for Taeja. I think he was able to take something out in the middle right there. But siege tanks are set up, so Taeja won't be able to, you know, he won't be able to do much damage there. And yeah. See what happens here, but there are a couple of medevacs flying, one from the left and one at the top right. Looks like both of them are going to come in here for a drop against Taeja. And in the meantime, a small army from Taeja is at the right-hand side of the map. But he needs to have forces back and home here to defend against these 2 medevacs because they are dropping blue flame Hellbats. Oh my god, that is so deadly. Look at how much damage you do versus like 33. I mean, with 2 blasts and an SCV is dead. does like 66% of the health of an SCV in one shot, maybe more like 75%, maybe like 80% even. It is pretty ridiculous, and those Hellbats are continuing to add on to the casualties here for Taeja. And I just don't know what Taeja's gonna be able to do. But I'm looking at the supply here, and one thing I've got to say is Taeja has been able to climb out of the hole. He's only down by about 20 or 30 supply right now. It's looking like he is recovering just a little bit, but is it gonna be enough? I don't know. Yeah, I really think he's taken a lot of damage this game, and he is gonna have to pull out some inner Gosu status in order to overcome the disadvantage he's currently at. He is going to think about making an attack here. One thing I will note is he does have better upgrades than his opponent's stim pack, combat shields, concussive shells, and +1/+1. Innovation only has blue flame and +1 vehicle weapons. So it is, I mean, obviously Innovation is going for basically a mech army. He is not going for, a bio army. So, yeah, it works out well for Innovation, and I still think Innovation's army is obviously quite a bit stronger. And one thing I will say as well is in the late game, Mech is, I think, superior to Bio. It might be a little less mobile, but in a big battle, the AoE firepower of a Mech army just absolutely, disintegrates Bio. And for that reason, I think Innovation is in a pretty good spot here. And you'll note he never even bothered to get transformation servos, and you don't really need to, I guess, once you already have the option to build either or. But yeah, it looks like Innovation here is gonna push out with this army. It's a very scary mech army, but Taeja has a few siege tanks of his own here, and this is the battle we've been waiting for. Now, will the upgraded Bio be able to overcome the mech? I don't think so. The AoE just way too strong, and Taeja has to GG. Look at his army just completely obliterated in seconds. And that is it. That's game one. So there you guys have it. We're gonna go right into game two, guys. So do stay tuned. And like I said before, this set it gets pretty good towards the end. So be sure to stay tuned. I'll see you guys in game two. And this is HD signing out.